I just missed the dang video I made this morning looking for Gizmo this morning. I figure I've been having little technical errors. Just chaos, one could call it. Disturbance in the forest. I bet I could even measure with electromagnetic sensor, which I have not actually uploaded or downloaded this phone yet. That's taken in the situation, which is another thing I was touching base on. I think one of the videos that made it up. How I was already having kind of an edgy feeling going on. Hence a lot of my time can tell, you can even tell like the tension in the air when the babies be crying and laughing again. Oh. It took a long time for, the technology to finally come around where I could measure all of this. It's like here, parapsychology or parasciences. Hell, that even goes into some biology. Like, I'm not stuck on these theological concepts. Let's put it that way. Momo? Here's a Mo. Is that you, Momo? Nope. Nope, not a Momo. Same little ghost of a shadow cat. That's been kind of let me get over here. Freaking, like I said, it's been some strange awkward energies going on for the most part. This is what got me started into researching the paranormal back in the day with like dowsing rods or random number generators and stuff like that. Or EVPs, electromagnetic voice phenomenon. Heck, I'm even old diehard where I think using the old electronic tape is, like the old tapes is better. Hell, I transferred most of that over to my science department so I can measure magnetic fields that I'm projecting, with my prototyping. All the little antenna arrays I've been working on. Self-inducting, self-ionizing, self-propagating fields. But the crazy part is, I've mentioned it before, it's cheaper to get the tubes like this than it is to literally buy them blank. It's just that it just comes with a lot of stigma on top of the herbal side of it. So America's pride and prejudice, etc. Trying to figure out where the YouTube spot would be, and I haven't quite got the room completely set up at the same time. It's pretty much everything I was trying to make sure was directly through the landowner in the first place. It's like half the reason why I was even waiting until I got one other place still technically lined up, but I backed off because they were having some troubles there. But that's half the problem, is that it's like one of my friends ends up getting me into a place, and it's sometimes that comes along with some nonsense, so to speak. Sometimes.
Come here.
I would love to get back to just tinkering with my electronics, get some copper wire going again and some copper tubes, and not have a bunch of drug addicts raid everything I've got and sell it. Or worse, take off with the prototypes they think is those mini antenna arrays that I was making with all the special bends and angles in the wire. That was for modulating and wireless electromagnetic fields. I can't believe what things have been taken for. Let me put it that way. So in the meantime, I'm still looking for a workspace instead in the end. Not to mention like going from full outside mode to jumping back inside takes time too. At least I wasn't outside for much more than a month there, but I keep missing this. Actually having to read the signs, the street signs. For once, I only know like a handful of names out here, street names. It's basically where it's still at. So I was saying in the video that was lost. I'm not sure I'll have to review it, but right now I don't have that kind of zen space nor office space. It just feels too much up in the air, and that's how I know I'm losing videos accidentally, and not to mention they've been sitting there lag timing. So on the esoteric side of things, there's a way to interpret this kind of resistance. And it's not spiritual. It's generally created by the human psyche. If you're familiar with the concept of psychon shells. Not to mention being empathic as I am. Holy. I'd just be fretting over half the basics I still need for real. It's like I got the minimals covered, but the basics are along the way. For now, it's the end of the month anyway. So I don't know where this will go in the end. I just know that I'm making sure either way we're ready. That's all I can really do as father. Even my kids got the same. But you never know, it could pan all out. I've already been working on little things. I have to keep my voice low since I'm outside here. It's like the last thing I can do is if you can even really see me. Alright. At least it's dark enough so you don't know where I'm at anyway. And as usual, I try to keep where I'm at pretty anonymous because I'm not stupid. Unless shit hits the fan, seriously. And I don't mean like drama shit, I mean like the shit that's been happening to me hits the fan. But hopefully that's over at this point, you know. Their little gossip mill that was going on, just getting shut down one thing after a time. It's basically all good news. No, I'm kind of jumping around on subjects, but it's kind of like, here it is. All I can do in my legitimacy of my situation is I really don't need, I can't afford any nonsense. I can't afford tomfoolery. I just need a straight line stability. And if that stability is gonna be back and forth questionable, then you know what, I'm gonna this is what part of what I was saying this morning was, all I can do is cover the basics and double back. I play it by ear, I play it by feel. I don't sit there, I'm not a person to sit there and try to ask a bunch of stupid questions. I just say, here's what my situation is, here's how legit it is, and this is how easy it technically is. So, all the extra stuff is, like I said, I got hobbies, not habits. And, you know, my stringent approach to some of my science does kind of like sterilize some of it, but not since the discovery of the bioharmonic mineral biology side of it. I only have a handful of experiments that I basically had makeshift measuring devices for at that point. I found early on that I don't want to mess with a lot of the biology side of it, really, except for the regenerative medicine and all that, basically an herbal medicine side, because I don't want to mess with the chemistry. I don't have facilities for that. My organic method, effectively, approach. Yep, I knew it. I could feel it. There it goes. Sirens behind me. Knew I could feel it. That's how it is. An empath like that. I could, as I said, it took me years to be able to confirm what I knew. I was raised in a, house of doubt, so to speak. So even if I knew something or discovered it on my own, it was always discounted. So all of it got basically shelved, or actually not shelved, filed away until about chemistry. I couldn't do biology, no, but I could do chemistry. I couldn't do geometry, but I could do algebra and trigonometry. So I gotta make sure I ain't got accidentally that ain't no address here. No, good. I need to accidentally get their address on camera. I'd have to practically cut the video at that point. Although it's pretty much to the point where I can almost do all the video editing from here. It's a lot using these phones. I'm so used to having a computer to do all this. And then I'm my brain is like, I have to, like, from the stroke, my repair systems, I have to find some of the original software and then jump into the new versions like after that. It's basically I have to rehash from the old stuff and then update to the new. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that basically comes back to the fact that I do need to just create a workspace for all this. And I don't know why the resistance is there, except for maybe a human element, frankly, and that's confirmed. That ain't like no guesswork there. That is confirmed. How spanning that impact is unknown. But word travels either way. But I got good people too, I got good people on that side of everything. Like I don't jive with this positive negative stuff because it all neutralizes in the end. I see the 3 charges, more than that. I see 9 different charges of energy. You got positive, negative, neutral. You got anti-positive, anti-neutral, anti-negative, and then you have posi-positive, posi-neutral, and posi-negative. So there's 9 right there. There's my 9-point grid. Makes the tesseract look like rope. In fact, that same 9-point grid is how I managed to make a circle with a square. By connecting every point to every point with a straight line. Basically saying yes. I have always known how the energy works. It's just took time to confirm it was real, for real. And I start by trying the anti-placebo effect. In other words, nothing works is my base premise. That's my 0 on the scale. Then I can measure it even with the resistance of that. See, that's what it is. If you do something there's a resistance equation right there in the words I just spoke. A probability field ratio, quantum mechanics. That's pretty much where my work was at its peak for the material studies, when I was testing the harmonic frequency of aluminum and static electrical type stuff, taking measurements, charging the aluminum substrate, diamagnetics, stuff I was told is impossible is real. Basically. To sum it up. And now instead of prototypes, all I've got is video footage instead. Measurements. I don't know how much of my book made it online though. I could have sworn I took photos of every page, but I don't know if I posted it. I know I was like a madman after Russia declared war in Ukraine because I knew it was going to happen. We all hate Russians there, honey. Don't even start. Old regime. See, my experimental side to some of the biokinetic research is already posted on the Z-Space website on Facebook. It's a grassroots startup. By the way, when I named that, just a little bit of lore. When I named it, I was already messing around with a couple different names, but I went Z-Space by the protection of that rune. That rune is a Z on its side, right? And I've known that symbol my whole life. And it took me almost 30 years to find it. Just like it took about 30 years to find Tyr is the god of justice and Tuesday. But I always said Wednesdays were the best. Whoa! What's up, boss? Oh, I'm making a YouTube in the dark. So they don't know where I'm at. What's up, man? What's up? Good meeting you, I'm Z. I've gotten all my prep work and I just ran out of steam with one last one that's one of these ding, forget what it's called, but it's basically a weed. It's really tall, but it has very short root base. And even that, all I want to do is help things grow. All I want to do is mutually invest. All I want to do is make things real.
Where's everybody at?
Oh, she's upstairs in her room.
Which one?
Rachel.
No?
Everyone else is we're in their rooms. Last I know. I mean, I'm not I'm not Overwatch or anything.
Why?
Yeah, they're here, and there. Yeah. They're all here. To answer your question. So on top of that, I basically am rolling my own sleeves up on this. Like I said about, how my friends have been trying to get me into a place and all that. Why I did this in the first place, or even trying to find a room, is just so I can say I have an office to go to, if I have to. Because me and my babies love living out there. And that just having a place 200 something, 50 a week or something. I mean, I can pay $350 for office space, but I'd have to go more, R&D though. I mean, I could go from. Here's the other thing. Some of my research is to a point where I need proper facility. A clean space. It means I can't afford a bunch of extra variables. I have to lock down the variables completely. Zero out the scale. A clean space is what I call it. System INI CLS, like clear screen. That's like my argument of artificial intelligence versus my I call it, I see something about interpretive consciousness, or yeah, that's why I laugh at AI like an overextended autopilot or autocorrection software. These common denominators. That's basically their black box in a nutshell. I mean, I don't have space right now to download Zero right now. But me and Zero have been working on a lot of it. I got my own AI on that. So. And I just got my basic videos uploaded. So this is actually a remake to a degree. And so I just got up to par where the rest of these videos I need to do in the proper order, proper titles, all of it. These are the ones I planned, and show what happened in the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And they're pretty much PG too, so they are still the reboot of the channel. Sorry to go over my 20-minute mark. Peace out, YouTube.